So looking at this current Bitcoin price action, you can see the price of Bitcoin is still below this 200 weekly SMA, which right now is acting as a line of resistance, a resistance which we have to break if this weekly is going to turn bullish. Why? Because if we look at this price action, whenever the price of Bitcoin here in a bigger time frame has started this new markup phase or also ended the corrective move, what has happened before? The price in most of the cases has always tested the 200 weekly moving average before starting this new markup phase. Each and every time you can see the 200 weekly SMA was tested. After that, we have seen a very nice impulsive movement. But in our case right now, since the price of Bitcoin is below it, we are aware the same line which has previously acted as a support acted as a resistance, you can see. So that's why what we want the weekly to do is to find a proper support above this 200 weekly SMA, because if we are going to do that, I mean, if the price of Bitcoin is going to see this relief rally and also break the resistance from this 200 weekly moving average, flipping it into support, then that is going to trigger a very nice bullish movement. Why? Because we can see this line, which has previously acted as one of the strongest line of support, which is acting as a resistance, will be broken, and that is going to trigger a very nice bullish movement. So this week, if we are going to close below 200 weekly SMA, that's not a good sign, but still, let's hope that this upcoming week is going to be a bullish week and price is also going to find a support above this 200 weekly SMA, because we know right now this is the most important resistance line. And for the support, let me also show you that here. For the support, we also don't want the 19,000 support to be broken, because if you look at this one here, the top from 2017 is also acting as a support around this 19,000, 20,000 range. So that line must remain. But also, if we want to continue this impulsive movement, then the 200 weekly SMA must be flipped into support, because we know yesterday we talked about this one very interesting scenario which pointed us the trend reversal is only going to happen if we get a proper confirmation from this indicator. We found out of these 4 indicators, 2 indicators was flashing a bullish signal and 2 were not confirming it. So we needed a proper confirmation. I mean, if you look at this MACD line, this is a bullish MACD cross, right? But if you look at this RSI line, the RSI line is below 50 level, even though the T3CCI indicator is already in a positive territory. You can see, right? Out of this 4 indicator, Williams Alligator indicator, MACD, RSI and T3CCI indicator, RSI was not confirming, and also the Williams Alligator indicator. But we found out that in the past price action, as soon as the RSI line also starts jumping above 50 level, then we have seen the crossover, this bullish crossover happening in Williams Alligator indicator, and after that some very nice impulsive price movement. If you look at this past price action, yesterday I showed you bullish crossover before we had this impulsive movement. Also, RSI line started going above 50 level, T3CCI indicator in a positive territory. This 3 indicator confirmed this movement, and after that we have this bullish crossover here in Williams Alligator indicator, and you can see the price of Bitcoin had this bullish movement almost like 80%. Here a very similar scenario unfolded. I mean, MACD flashed a bullish MACD cross, RSI line above 50 level, and also the T3CCI indicator in a positive territory indicated this bullishness, and after that bullish crossover in Williams Alligator indicator, and also very massive move in price action of Bitcoin. So that's why we were waiting for this RSI line to give us this confirmation. But for now, as you can see, this is still not a final confirmation. I mean, the RSI line is still below 50 level. So if we want to see this actual bullishness playing out here in price action of Bitcoin, first we also need a confirmation from this RSI line. So we want this RSI line to jump over 50 level, T3CCI to remain in a positive territory, and also the MACD to remain this bullish. But for now, we are not allowed to forget this bear flag type of formation, which is also playing out parallelly in price action Bitcoin, because yesterday we got rejection around the upper line area. You can see the price of Bitcoin is again showing this retracement. So in the past price action, you can see whenever we have failed to find support at the lower line area of this bear flag, After that, we have seen this retracement, support. Once the support got broken, a price retracement, and this exact scenario is also happening parallelly. So that's why, guys, what we want the price of Bitcoin to do is to hold the support around this 19,000, because I showed you with the previous example around 19,000, 20,000 we do have some strong line of support, and this line should not be broken at any cost, because if that 19,000 support line is going to get broken, then all this bullish scenario which could be playing out or forming right now is going to be invalid, and price of Bitcoin is going to show this clear weakness. And if that is going to happen, then we are also aware, guys, the next CPI line, the monthly S1 line, is somewhere around 14,000 price range. Let me show you that here. So according to this daily time frame, you can see the CPI line, which is the central pivot range, also a leading indicator. According to this leading indicator, the price of Bitcoin right now is getting rejection around this bottom CPI line. This is bottom CPI line, this is central CPI line, and this is our top CPI line. And these lines are also going to act as a target line, also as a resistance line. So in our case, even though the price was able to break above this support line, the bottom CPI line yesterday, it came back below it. We are aware in a downtrend, right? In a downtrend, the CPI lines are always going to act as a resistance. You can see impulsive movement, resistance, and then pullback. Impulsive movement, resistance, and then pullback. But once we were able to find a support above it, the trend somehow also started this relief rally. But once we failed to find support at this CPI line, what happened after that? You can see pullback, relief rally, ended exactly after reaching around this CPI line, another retracement. Same scenario unfolded. In a downtrend, the CPI line always acts as a resistance. So we don't want this also to be a resistance, because in that case, we know this trend continuation could be around this 14,000 range, because this 14,000 in our case is the target for this July month. So that's why, guys, these lines are going to be monitored very closely, because failing to continue this rally and also failing to break above this CPI line could trigger another bearish movement, which could bring the price towards this 14,000. But before that, right, before that, we have to break the resistance around 19 to 20,000, because if you look at this in a bit different way, what we can also do is add this falling trend line. If you simply follow this falling trend line, you can see the 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern and everything, which was actually playing out very well. But price, after failing to find a proper support around this 0.2 area, even though we were above that line, we are again below this 0.2 area. And now if this is going to be a retracement in this manner, right, price coming back to retest the previous temporary resistance line, then we are okay, to be honest, because you can see this line was a very important line of resistance. And if we are coming back to retest it one more time before choosing a trend duration, then this same line which previously acted as a resistance could come across this 19,000 one more time before choosing an actual trend duration. A reversal would mean something like this, but failing to find support at this descending trend line, or the line which previously acted as a resistance, could be a continuation here in this manner. So let's hope that the price of Bitcoin is going to remain above this 19 to 20,000, even though we are seeing this weakness in price action of Bitcoin. But one thing, guys, what we also have to take into consideration, if this retracement is going to happen, then let's also look at this by using Fibonacci line. Why? Because if this retracement is going to continue, then you can see the 0.5 Fibonacci line is one very strong support line at 20,500, and the golden pocket level is at 20,000, exact around that area. So this 0.618 and 0.5 could be the line where we could be getting gravitated here in the medium short term, but this line are also one very, very important support line for Bitcoin. So we know around this 20,000, 19,000, we have a very, very strong line of support for Bitcoin. But what we want here in the upcoming days, find support of a 200 weekly SMA, because finding support over this 200 weekly SMA is going to trigger a very bullish movement. And in that case, this RSI line, even the Williams alligator indicator, will be confirming it. And beside this, let me also quickly talk about this RME pattern which we talked on my yesterday's video, because we know right now the price of Bitcoin is again below this key line of resistance, because the line which previously acted as a resistance was holding the price around this 21,500, 21,600, and now since we are below it, if this is going to be an actual continuation here in this manner, then we are also where this rising trend line support is going to be there, and we are not allowed to break it, because you can see if this rising trend line support around 19,000 is going to get broken, then this could be actually showing a bearish scenario here in this manner. You can see price, whenever we lost the support from this rising trend line, bigger retracement, lost the support, bigger retracement. Here we lost the support, bigger retracement. So we don't want this scenario to play out. That's why the price here must hold this support around this 19 to 20,000 if we want to still continue any sort of impulsive movement. So let's hope that the price of Bitcoin manages to come across this 200 weekly SMA here in the upcoming days, which is around 22,500, and to the downside, the key level of support, which is around 19 to 20,000, must remain. So these are some of the quick updates that I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please destroy that like button, and also for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and a bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.